cutting strips you down physically, but it also builds you up mentally. And that's one of the biggest things I've learned here on this cut right now. You get into single digit body fats and you're in these places where hunger starts to kick in. You're just kind of, that next meal is like, oh man, how good is it just to have this rice cake and just a little bit of carbs? Like the carbs start tasting like dessert because they're so sacred. And that's your body fighting, going, hey, just fill us back up with glycogen, give us as much as you can. So I've noticed with the cut, it's really intentional because you do have to rely on systems more than motivation or emotions or just, hey, I'm gonna swing by Taco Bell or Handel's ice cream or Dairy Queen or whatever and grab something just because I'm feeling like it. So the biggest thing on the cut that's set in is goals versus emotionally driven desires, and to be able to pause and put really an intentional thought process behind that is, I have to make sure that I make this decision, hit these macros, get these workouts and these cardio sessions in to have desired result. And then every single morning I'm weighing in on the scale and just making sure that we're headed in the right direction. And if there's too big of a bump, yes, we can add some refeeds in with a little extra carbs, but it's very intentional. So like today, for example, as much as I'd want, it's Friday night, just finished work, as much as I'd want to just crush a bunch of carbs and say whatever, I know, no, I gotta hit my macros. I've got a workout to go to now and only 600 calories left, which aren't even very high in carbs or fat at all. So it's just a mentality of sticking to the plan, trusting the plan, even though you don't see the results the day of, but the results do come when you start to get really cut. You see that a pound is a big difference in the way that your core leans out and sucks out. Every definition of your abs starts popping out, veins start popping out, you start having a tighter waist compared to your upper body, and you get this shape that's just really, really cool. So a lot of those benefits are starting to kick in. And really, when you're not just making mindless decisions with food, it starts to help you kind of bring that mindset to other things as well. You're going, okay, if I have the strength to pause, even though I'm hungry right now, and I'm not gonna choose what's easiest, it makes you go, hey, I'm not gonna really choose what's easiest as well when it comes to work, relationship, or other decisions I'm gonna make. It's the ability to pause and step back from that emotional desire of like, hey, this is what my body's telling me it wants, but I'm putting a pause to it and I'm actually gonna do what sets me in line with my goals. So that's the biggest thing that's kicked in. I guess something else that's not talked about enough is the electrolytes too. When you're diving down into deeper body fat and you're holding less glycogen and you're cutting up all that energy and digging into fat stores, the electrolytes, especially before the gym and sipping on the electrolytes during the gym, really have helped me sustain that strength on my sets and retain that water and hydration for performance while you go through that workout. Because when you're starting to get hungry and you're carb depleted and you're not necessarily having the craziest energy that you would think you would have in the gym, you rely on other things like making sure your sleep is on point and making sure your protein is right where it needs to be and you haven't taken too big of a calorie dip. And then those electrolytes, especially, those have seemed to kind of sustain the pump and sustain the energy so I can get that stimulus, because I'm tracking every rep and every set right now and I'm like, hey, I need to at least hit this strength number for this many reps to hold on to muscle tissue. And you look at that set that you just tracked last week and you're like, we got to get there. So making sure that rest periods are significant between sets where I'm letting the heart rate come down good. I'm using my electrolytes just to fuel that performance, and the mindset of, I'm not going in there with the mindset of supersets and drop sets, but just straight sets where I'm trying to hit a good strength number and make sure that we're giving the body a reason to hold on to that tissue while we're burning fat. So these are the big things: rest periods between sets, electrolytes, and you really start realizing the power of the sleep in a fat burning stage. The details matter a lot more. So it's this ultimate accountability when you start cutting to go, hey, Do I have my life together? Am I making smart decisions with sleep, with diet? And it allows you just to step back and mentally reevaluate where you sit with everything. So I want to hear from you guys, your cutting experiences, what have been the biggest challenges when it came to your cutting periods, and if you've experienced some similar mindsets to what I'm telling you guys about. Let me know. Thanks.